Your attitude determines your success. You need your daily nourishment for wisdom, success, personal growth, positivity, and confidence in order to maintain a badass attitude, like this one. Turn up your energy with Wednesday Wisdom. Here again is Kelly Orchard.
All right. Thank you, Bobby Ocean. This is Kelly Orchard. That's right. I am the Badass Certifier. Thank you once again for joining me. This is Wednesday Wisdom for February. And of course, this is the month that we are celebrating heart awareness, obviously, because I had a heart problem. So Heart Month means a lot to me. Also, okay, so we're working on the letter A in Badass. Remember that Badass is an acronym. And this month for the Badass acronym, we're focusing on the second letter, A. So this is Badass. Attitude is everything. That's the A in Badass stands for. And we're going to use music to access happy memories. You know, Crisis doesn't build character. They reveal it.
This is badass territory. No sniveling. Badass is an acronym, and each Wednesday, Kelly shares tips, tools, and information about how you can become licensed to be badass too.
And during this is Heart Month, we're going to talk about a little bit about neuroscience, HeartMath, and how to use music to flip the format on your negative mindset. You know, love is a positive emotion, and occasionally solitude actually creates an environment to get in touch with your heart's desires. So if you find yourself alone this Valentine's week, don't think of it as being alone. Think of it as practicing some self-love, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. We are certifying badasses one podcast at a time. This is skills and drills for certified badasses. You know, that's right. Your attitude determines your success, and a positive attitude begins with a morning routine. You can use music to flip your attitude. What is it that you want? This is the beginning of a winning mindset for you, and the best way to start your day positively radioactive. All right, so by creating a new habit to a morning routine or a ritual, you can improve your personal and professional life. Seriously, just a simple daily routine will make a huge difference for you. A morning routine provides solid opportunity to explore the big questions that result in a big decision. You know, some of my morning routine, and I have like a couple of little ones that I do, and I tweak them now. It used to be that I had to stay very regimented to stay on my morning routine, and that's what you need to do in the very beginning. So it starts out with, you know, a little bit of music, probably for me, my coffee. I love my coffee, and journaling. That's what I do the first thing in the morning. I usually just kind of write down what my plans are for the day. It helps to set my mindset. That's one of the reasons why I created the Apple a Day book series with the journal page attached to it, because in my practice, in my psychotherapy practice and my coaching practice, I do encourage journaling. It takes those crazy thoughts in your head and it gets them out on paper. It gives them some structure and some context. And then you can actually see what your feelings are. It's really very helpful. And then I usually do some sort of exercise, whether it's yoga or going out on a walk, or for a while there I was going to a gym. It really just depends, as long as you get to do something every day that gives you a morning routine. What's yours? I'd love to know. Shoot me an email and let me know what you do for your morning routine. Because, you know, when you commit to improve just 1% a day, you can agree to make one new habit and practice it for several days. I have my whole free PDF book, Badass Habits. You can download that for free and get started with any one of those. And then you can make a new one. And each day that you improve is one step closer to the growth you want to achieve. So whether it's to eat less sugar, or to make one extra phone call for business, or to read 30 minutes to expand your knowledge, whatever your new improvement is, begin right now. Imagine your life where you want it to be, how you wish it to grow. And I promise you, if you commit to improving just 1% each day, you'll have improved more than 365% plus exponential growth in 1 year's time. Just choose one thing to improve upon. Obviously, I like to recommend my Apple a Day books or this podcast. They're perfect for developing healthy habits, right? So when you develop a morning routine, remember, it begins the night before, though. You've got to have a little bit of a plan for your morning routine. Like for me, example, I make sure that my bedroom and my bathroom settings are equipped for what I'm going to do in the morning. And then because I like to have my coffee first thing in the morning, well, I'll make my coffee the night before and prepare it for the morning. You see what I mean? Just little things that you do can be planned the night before. It's very simple to become more aware of your surroundings and look for things that encourage you to grow. So, for example, when you purchase a plant or you get a pet, you create a new routine to care for, feed, and water. You pay attention to the plant or the pet. You become responsible for its growth. Will you do the same for yourself? Jim Rohn said, failure is simply a few errors in judgment repeated every day. Well, then I say, success is a few healthy habits repeated every day. See how we flipped that? And remember, music is the ultimate psychologist. It can calm you down or fire you up when you're in need of a boost of a confidence. You got to amplify. You can flip the format with music, with your own badass soundtrack. When you amplify, let's look at that. In music, amplify means to increase the volume. In business, amplify means to improve. It is often used in the context of social media since an amplified message is one that is shared more often. For you, amplify your positive attitude because it determines your success. You can master your mindset by allowing yourself to rewire the neural pathways in your brain. Yeah, that's right. Here we are getting a little nerdy again. Brain science. You can increase the dopamine in your brain and activate neurotransmitters and increase serotonin and reduce stress and anxiety. It's biology. So the question is, has a crisis revealed that you're a badass? Probably because you're here, right? And you're still trying. You failed. You've gone through a crisis, you're still here, you're not quitting, and you haven't given up, and you don't want to be victimized, or you don't want to play the victim. Now, you've totally realized you're a badass, right? That's why you keep coming back. So I'm going to keep giving you more tools every single time you come back, because I am certifying badasses one podcast at a time. And when we come back, I'm going to talk to you about the defining what's important to you and focusing on the positive aspects of your life and your journey, which enables you to be more efficient with decision making, which reduces anxiety and depression. And I'm going to share about that with the brain science coming right back.
You've heard about the bust of badass, Phil. What happens when you find yourself aboard? Just what you'd hoped for. Now you know. A successful attitude changes when it encounters acceptance. It becomes badass.
All right, now, here we go getting a little nerdy, I know, but once again, we're just intellectual badasses. Welcome to the podcast for Successful Badassery. I am Kelly Orchard. Neuropsychology is the study of the relationship between behavior, emotion, and cognition on the one hand, and brain function on the other. How the brain affects us, or how our thoughts affect our brain. The science of neuroplasticity has proven that you aren't born with a limited number of brain cells. That's right. We all have believed that our brain cells die, but medical science has shown that they change and grow, just like you do. That's why cognitive behavioral practices have such a huge impact on your ability to change and grow. Your thoughts aren't fixed, they're changeable. So when you look at your fears, what holds you back, the fear of rejection, the lack of confidence, what happened in your past, experiences won't happen again when you change how you think about them. In 2009, there was a study conducted by the National Institute of Health where they examined the blood flow of various regions of the brain while the participants mustered up feelings of gratitude. The results showed that more that those who expressed gratitude overall had higher levels of activity in the hypothalamus. So you're probably asking, what's the hypothalamus do? Well, the hypothalamus controls a huge assortment of essential bodily functions, including eating, drinking, and sleeping. It also has an effect on your metabolism and stress levels. It really starts to become clear how improvements in your thoughts could have such a wide-ranging effects, from increased exercise and improved sleep to decreased depression and fewer aches and pains, based on the evidence on brain activity. There's a lot of information written, studied, and produced about the psychological and physiological benefits of music. Neuroscience agrees that music boosts brain power, influences emotions, reduces stress and stress hormones, and lowers blood pressure and heart rate. Remember, the power of fear causes you to be disheartened, complain a lot, blame, argue, have conflict, be unprepared, and experience rejection. But the power of love encourages fun, enjoyment, inner peace, and being prepared. Which way do you really want to go? When I talk about HeartMath, I am certified as a practitioner. So I want to just kind of give you a little bit more on this as part of your skills and drills, all right? You got to recognize the feeling or attitude that you want to change and identify a replacement attitude. We went over this last week, and I'm just kind of reviewing it for you. Then you focus an area of attention on your heart. You imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart chest area, breathing a little slower and a little deeper than usual. And then you find an easy rhythm that's comfortable. So as you continue your heart-focused breathing, practice breathing in and then increasing the feeling of your new replacement attitude. That's why I always talk about having music at your disposal with your badass soundtrack. Sometimes you can't really do these exercises in a moment's notice. They do take a little bit of practice. But once you go through my badass certification class and you have those songs at your disposal right there in a playlist on your phone, that's going to give you just the attitude replacement you need, because we've attached a warm, happy memory to that song, it really does work. So I want once again to get on my list, my email list, and the next time I offer the badass certification class for free, you can make sure you can get on that bus to Badassville. You know, positive psychology is something that really helps as well. Have you ever heard the phrase, garbage in, garbage out? When you eat greasy or sugary foods, it has a negative effect on your body. When you use bad gasoline or oil, it has a negative impact on your vehicle. When we download a virus onto our computer, well, you can understand what happens to the entire operation. It's just as true that how we think affects our feelings and behavior. New Age author and spiritualist Don Miguel Ruiz writes, "The human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. The seeds are opinions, ideas, and concepts. You plant a seed, a thought, and it grows. The word is like a seed, and the human mind is so fertile. The only problem is that too often it is fertile for the seeds of fear. Every human mind is fertile, but only for those kinds of seeds you want it to be prepared for. So watch your thoughts, your ideas, and your opinions as you plant seeds for the future. If you allow negativity and fear to permeate your thinking, you will grow more negative and fearful, just like downloading a killer virus to your computer. When you allow positive thoughts and ideas to take root, you will grow stronger, wiser, and more positive. Try it. Every day, try it. Own your thoughts and deeds. You are the one who decides how your day, your week, or your life will shape. It's time to stop playing a victim of your circumstances. Everyone has struggles and trials. Not a single person is exempt. So when you plant seeds with words such as I can't, I wish, and I won't, you'll only reap a harvest of victimization. They will grow seeds that will eventually, or actually they're going to grow weeds that will eventually need to be pulled. Instead, try using phrases like I will, I can, and I did. Robert Louis Stevenson said, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." Plant seeds of ownership. Take charge of your thoughts and actions and deeds. And when you experience success, it's great, but we can't win every single time. When you fail, own the failure, but also learn a valuable lesson from it. Appreciate your wins and accept your losses as learning experiences. Begin to plant seeds for your personal and professional growth by how you respond to both losses and learnings. Now, here's a little bit more for you on some skills before we head on to some drills. Practice affirmations of self-love, love for yourself. We often want things to happen more quickly than they do. Projects usually take more time than predicted. Love takes longer to manifest than we'd hoped. But there's no need to rush. What is meant for you always arrives right on time. While you're in one of life's pauses and waiting for what is meant to be, practice loving yourself with these 5 simple affirmations. I am a good and worthwhile person. I have all that I need. I am strong and confident. Everything is getting better every day. I am moving toward my goals. Don't be impatient. Instead, remain in peace. And remember Proverbs 23:19. My child, listen and be wise. Keep your heart on the right course.
Wednesday is Wisdom Wednesdays for Badass Tools. Kelly delivers skills and drills for certified badasses.
Now here we are with drills for our Wednesday wisdom. So love is a positive emotion. It's all about love this whole month. Solitude also can create an environment to get in touch with your heart's desire. I hear from so many clients, I just don't like to be alone. And yet the means they are trying to achieve togetherness are actually making them miserable. Whether it's a bad relationship, the wrong job, creating a busy life, or any other method to avoid being alone, taking time in solitude helps you develop a love for yourself that nobody can disrupt. It helps you touch the deepest part of your heart and allows you to truly know yourself, flaws and all. In the spirit of love, I encourage you to spend some time in solitude in order to get in touch with your heart's desires. The busyness of your outer and inner world creates so much distraction that it's impossible to hear your heart. Take time to listen to how it beats and know this. God wants you to know that it's good to remember. Think about times you felt close to God and when love and joy pulsed through your veins. Dwell on these times, especially when life isn't easy and trouble seems to compete for your attention. Any situation can be improved if you remember God. You can also use music to access happy memories. Music is the soundtrack of our lives. As we discover songs that are attached to happy memories and seasons of our lives, we can utilize the science we've learned and develop a very specific tool unique to each and every one of us at a very personal level to achieve and maintain that positive attitude. And that's how I developed the Badass soundtrack and the Badass certification class. We take specific stories in your life, in your timeline, that have built confidence, or when you felt really confident, or you have felt love for a loved one, or you need to remember a certain time period in your life. That was really great. Like I love my coming of age story. We also have stories of when you stood up for yourself or anything like this, any kind of song that you can attach to a win or a success, and then put that on your Badass soundtrack. I offer my Badass certification class free very regularly. Just get on my email list and you can hop on the Bus to Badass Val that way. You can also subscribe anytime you want to and get my free Badass habits. Today, this is National Heart Month, and I wanted just to remember in closing, but that what you learned on today's podcast is that, first of all, remember, Badass is an acronym. And for this Wednesday wisdom, we went over the A in Badass, which attitude is everything. And you need to have a positive one in order to succeed. Also, attitudes are contagious. How is yours? You can use music to access happy memories. Remember, crises don't build character, but they do reveal it. So during this Heart Month, I want you to focus on the love that you have for yourself as well as others. Learn about HeartMath and how to use music to flip the format on your negative mindset. And we went over that love is a positive emotion. You also know that solitude creates an environment to get in touch with your heart's desires. So as we get close to Valentine's Day, if you find yourself alone, just take heart. Love yourself. Send yourself flowers or candy or something like that, or take a nice drive. Don't feel bad because you may not have love in your life, because you have plenty of love. You can love yourself and you can love others. Remember that this is National Heart Month. So for the month of February, my book, Heart Lessons, is free for you in PDF, or you can purchase a physical copy of your own. Both the links for that are in the show notes. So have a happy Valentine's Day week. I am Kelly Orchard, the Badass Certifier, reminding you to be bold, be brave, be confident, be badass.
Friday, again, we turn up the energy. Tune in and tune up, along with how you can live a badass attitude.
Thanks for listening and getting one step closer to being licensed to be badass. Be sure to subscribe to continue on the bus to Badassville. Snag your Badass Habits ebook at licensedtobebadass.com. You can stay in the slow lane and get just enough tools for successful badassery, one podcast at a time. Or you can join the Badass Ambassador crew in the fast lane by checking your baggage with my Licensed to be Badass integrated program with videos, worksheets, and group coaching for motivation, mindset, and a fresh approach to living a fruitfully badass life.